This episode is brought to you by FX's Love Story, John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette. Join host Evan Ross Katz on the official podcast for FX's new series, Love Story, John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette, and go behind the scenes with cast and special guests, featuring Sarah Pigeon, Paul Anthony Kelly, Grace Gummer, and Naomi Watts. FX's Love Story, John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette, wherever you listen to podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Because when it comes to mental health, I feel like that's a perfect song that I did with Gorilla Zoe and Lance Hitch is for mental health talk. That song is called Not Okay. Because sometimes we feel as if, everything gonna be all right, but even if everything gonna be all right, I'm still not okay. Like, yeah, we're gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel, but right now I'm not okay. And I'm not afraid to admit when I'm not okay. I will never be I will have to admit when I'm not okay because you can see it on my face anyway. So even if I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good, my face will be like, but in my head, I'm thinking I'm going, oh yeah, I'm good. But it's like, oh yeah, I'm good. But when really I'm not, Before we go on, let's give this moment of silence for the ones who didn't make it here today for whatever reason. Let's give this moment. Coming up on the couch, I do want to say this Thursday, we got Bri DeVille. I can't wait to have her. And then Friday in the morning, we're going to have G. He's an artist and a barber and much more. We're going to get into it this Thursday and Friday with two different interviews. March the 16th will be with Lewis. Lewis is one of my TikTok friends, actually. We're going to be doing sickle cell talk with him March the 16th. So that's what we got coming up on the couch. Today is mental health talk. So let's just jump right into it. Again, back to the song called Not Okay. A lot of times in the song, Lance said, therapy's helping. I've been thinking about increasing my sessions. Sometimes whenever you find something that works, you want to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it. Because the only way that you're going to stay sane is if once you get in a groove of finding what keeps you sane, you have to keep doing it. Otherwise, just like in school, if you don't use it, you what? Oh. If you don't use it, you lose it. And that goes for anything in life. And really, I didn't realize, as a kid, how much it actually is important to use it before you lose it. So if you found that using or going to therapy works, keep doing it before you lose your sanity. If you found that your wife or your husband or your best friend or your cousin or your sister is the person that pulls you out of that hole that you're in when you're there, then keep them. Don't do anything to hurt or harm them, especially if they are your anchor. Like I said, if you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't continue to use your anchor and you lose your anchor, then you lose a part of yourself. Now, imagine, and this goes for a lot of people. Sometimes a lot of people's anchor was their mother, their father, their grandmothers, or their grandpa. Seriously. And and they lost it. And once they lost their grandmother, their mom, dad, whoever was very, very close to them that they trusted with everything, once they lose that, that's their anchor. And again, if you don't use it, you lose it. Now, what if you didn't have a choice but to lose it? It's not your choice that the person that was your anchor passed away. Now you have to figure out how to get yourself out of that hole that you're in once you lose your anchor. That was your anchor. That was your everything. That was keeping you lifted. That was keeping you. Now you don't have nothing. What do you draw from? Who do you draw from? It'll take you a while to find that someone or something that pulls you out of that hole or that funk that you're in. And that's not your fault. Please don't even fault yourself, especially if it was somebody that was close to you that passed away. In that midst of losing them and losing yourself, it gets tough. And then the people that's around you that was supposed to be your friend or you was cool with, they don't know how to pull you out because you didn't even really open up enough for them to learn how to pull you out. Don't get it twisted. There are some people that are in your life that want to learn how to be your anchor when you need them to be. How to, or be your pulley, because sometimes they might need to be pulled out too. So if they pulling you and you pulling them, okay. Some of us are too ashamed to even get the help that we need. Too ashamed to even say, hey, I need an anchor. Because saying I need an anchor means I need help. And saying I need help don't look good to everybody from the outside looking in, you know? It's not a good look to need help. It's not a good look to be on medication. It's not a good look to be taken off of work so you can go to therapy. I'm not saying it's not a good look. I'm saying society saying it's not a good look. And then you get to feeling self-conscious because you're like, well, I don't really want people to know that, you know, I'm not really doing too good. I want them to see this smile that's, let me put on an AI filter, you know, or some shit. And it's really, I'm dying in the inside. I need help. I need to be pulled out of this funk because I don't want to be sitting here. I don't want to be stuck in this funk. Who wants to be stuck in funk? But you could stay stuck in funk for a long time, especially if you don't know how to pull yourself out or if you haven't trusted anybody else enough to pull you out. It's just real. And again, it's not your fault that the person that was your anchor is gone. It's not even your fault that you don't have nobody else that you trusted enough. That ain't your fault. But I'm telling you, if you need the help, please do what you can to reach out. If you found somebody in your life that you was like, you know what? I think I might be able to trust them. The only way we'll know is if we take a chance. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Not everybody that we take a chance on is going to be the right person. Okay? Not everybody that we trust with our feelings, with our heart, with our emotions is going to hold it and handle it with care. Not everybody is going to do that. But you will find that 1 out of every 1,000 people. Yeah, I said 1,000. Because not everybody wants your best interests or has your best interests at heart. And you don't want to put yourself out there after being hurt so many times and it keep happening. I get that. That's, again, that's taking a chance at life, with life. And life is about taking chances. Because we never know once we shoot the dice, we don't know what's about to come out. We don't know if we about to hit a crap. We don't know if we about to hit a jackpot. We don't know. The only thing you can do is roll the dice and sit and wait and see what came out. Did you crap out or did you hit the jackpot? Did you crap out with this friendship or did you hit the jackpot? Because just like friendships can crap out, families can too. So don't ever think that just because y'all have the same blood running through your body that they won't crap out. Okay. The thing I hate the most about mental health is 1 minute when we're feeling good, we're like, oh my gosh, hey, it's time. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything, you know what I mean? We are literally doing our thing and feeling good. And then all of a sudden, we feel bad. All of a sudden, we feel terrible. All of a sudden, we don't even want nobody around us except for the people that we feel is going to maybe pull us out. Or maybe I feel like I'm close to them. It could be your fur babies. It could be your kids. It could be your mom and dad. You don't even want to answer your phone for nobody. You calling into work. If you had college, you calling into school. Like, you not doing your classes today. Because all of a sudden, I don't even feel interested in life. Not that I'm suicidal, but I don't feel interested in life right now. Life is just like, right now. Like, I'm trying to push through it. I'm trying to push through this. And right now, my anchor is either not available or now I'm too far gone that I don't even want to talk to my anchor right now. I want to be stuck in my phone so I can figure out what's wrong with me. Why am I feeling down right now? Why am I angry right now? And can't nobody help me find that out? Because I'm the one that's going through it. I know I'm not the only one that be feeling like that sometimes. Yes, because sometimes it happens. Sometimes I feel as if I'm literally like, yeah, I'm good. And then all of a sudden it's like, sometimes I'm even crying and I don't even know why. I'm like, I was just good. I was just fine. But because I can't explain to you why I'm crying right now, because I can't explain to you why I'm so angry right now, I don't even want to talk. I don't even want you around me because I don't want to give you my energy. That's going to be my excuse. I don't want this energy to melt off onto you. I just don't. So let me get some space until I figure out why my fucked up ass ways or why my fucked up ass head won't allow you to be right here in my face when I know that you can help me out of my funk. Yeah, it's like that. We get like that. That's one of the things that I hate the most is how everything could be all good 1 minute and then the next minute is terrible. And it's not even that somebody did something to me. It's not even that. It's just that it just happens. Randomly. Not even invited. I didn't even invite you. And then here you come, taking my smile off my face and making me feel so down. And then now I can't even explain to you what's wrong with me. Why did this just happen? Or why I got dressed and thinking I was about to go all out. We about to go chill. I'm about to go kick it with my homies. my girls or my boys. And then all of a sudden I have to call them and cancel because I don't know where my mood went. I don't know where the joy went. I don't know how to even explain it. And I refuse to go out with you guys and be drinking and carrying on and be looking like this. Why y'all are like, or, you know? And I'm just like, and then now everybody's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? You okay? What's wrong? Is it something I can do? And then in your head, you like, shut the fuck up. Stop fucking asking me. Stop fucking talking to me. Like, fuck you. And it's not, and you don't even want to be saying that. And then sometimes you'll be in your funk and then somebody random checks on you. And in your head, you like, damn, like this ain't even the person that I wanted to check on me. I'm thankful. But I really wish that person that either was my anchor or the person that I really wished. And then now you're rude to the person that actually did reach out to you. Now you're looking like the bad guy. I will say this. You said I keep mine bottled in. You know what? A lot of times when we keep it bottled in, I'm glad you said that. That's when we end up taking it out on the wrong people at the wrong times. And it gets so frustrating because you haven't apologized to everybody that you was rude to. And you see what I'm saying? Like, and then we like, oh my God, like I didn't even mean to be like that. And I don't even know why I was like that. If I can't explain to myself why I was like that, how can I explain to you why I was like that? And to you, it might seem like I'm being a fake friend, or to you, it might seem like I'm being this, I'm being that. When, okay, well, I'm being fake with my goddamn self too, because I don't even know. I'm like, you know, but let me tell you something about somebody that wants to be in your life, friendship or otherwise. If they genuinely want to be in your life and they genuinely care about you, then they know that mentally you're going through it, right? So if you as a friend say, hey, you know, friend, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, or I was diagnosed with PTSD, or I was diagnosed with manic depression, whatever you say, you know, if you open up to your friend and you told them that, and then one day, you know, maybe even 6 years later, you have a manic episode. And now your friend is like, bitch, you need to stop acting like that. Or, bro, you need to stop doing that shit. And I'm like, or you like, because if you are genuinely in my life, then you are going to take the time and effort to learn about, if I told you I'm bipolar disorder, you're going to take the time to learn about bipolar disorder, what to do, how to treat, whatever the case, what not to say, what to say. Or you've been around me long enough to where you've learned what to say, what not to say. Not saying that I'm trying to tell you what to do or any of that, but you have to treat people accordingly. And it's not a bad thing to treat people accordingly, because you can't treat someone who is mentally retarded, literally, like mentally retarded. You can't treat them the same way you treat someone who is intelligent and able body. You can't teach someone English if all they know is Spanish and you're not even teaching it to them in their language to learn. You just apple, 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 apple. And they don't even know what to correlate it with. They can be like, apple, get by. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to take the time to learn and teach properly as well. You know, if you're the one that's suffering, you got to be able to teach the people around you how to love you. Y'all quick in wanting and willing to teach the next person that you're sleeping with how to love you. But y'all forget to teach your friends, family, and those around you how to love you as well. And that even goes for your jobs. Because if you're not feeling appreciated at work, it's going to mess with your mental. If you're not feeling like you're being respected at work, it's going to mess with your mental. So you not only have to teach a lover how to love you, but you also have to teach those around you how to love and treat you. And that is helping your mental when you are treated well, mentally, physically, and emotionally. When you are treated with respect, when you are treated with kindness. Any and everything could take your mental from 0 to 100 real quick. You might not even realize it. You might think that you're the strongest person that you know. And then all of a sudden, you're having a breakdown that you can't even get yourself out of. And everybody is looking at you crazy. But nobody takes the time to remember that. You are bipolar and you are trying. And this world is fucked up. And you are treating me a little fucked up. We all might not realize this. But when we feel like we're another person, that's a form of dissociative disorder. Not even dissociative disorder. Dissociativeness. Because when we go through traumatic things, a lot of times we don't want to deal with it, especially at that moment when it hurts the most. So we dissociate. We put a guard up in our minds. And that is part of dissociative disorder. Not saying that I'm diagnosing you or diagnosing me or diagnosing us. But when we dissociate, it's a real fucking thing. It's a real fucking thing when you don't want to deal with the traumatic events that are happening at that moment. Putting it to the back of your mind is a form of dissociating. And we do that a lot. A lot of people who can't handle trauma, we dissociate. I say we because I've been that person who couldn't handle trauma in the midst of trauma happening. When my father used to try to beat the gay out of me and just beat me regardless of what I did or said, I would dissociate to the point where I would forget that he's even hitting me. To the point where I wouldn't even cry and he would get mad. Dissociative disorder doesn't have to happen to just people who are diagnosed to it. You can have a dissociative disorder briefly. And sometimes you can dissociate from yourself for so long that 15, 20 years later, you might be introduced to the self that you dissociated yourself from. The trauma, the little girl in you, the little boy in you. Don't dissociate that long. Learn now how to deal with your trauma. Part of dissociating from the trauma is also part of our childhood trauma and just growing up in our childhood and not being taught. We've only been taught to sweep things under the rug, and that's, to me, dissociation. When you're trying to put something that happened to you in the back of your mind and dissociating it from the whole everything that it is, that's a broom sweeping things under the rug. You swept it to the back of your mind. Let's learn now how to deal with it. teach the kids that's coming up not to dissociate. If something happens, deal with it right then and there. The best that you can. If you need an adult to help you deal with it, go get one that you trust. If you need a friend, please go get one that you trust. But the best way we can learn how to stop dissociating starts at the front of dealing with the trauma that we dealt with as kids. You know, having to sweep things under the rug, having to dissociate. We were forced to. We're not forced to anymore. Now we can make our own choices. So let's choose not to dissociate. Let's choose to teach better. Good evening, Casey. Let's choose. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that you have to deal with your trauma my way. I'm saying that you tried it your way all this time and it didn't help. How about try another way? How about try something different this time for your mental health sake? If you just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday from 8 Central Time, and every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. I do go live early sometimes, so make sure that you subscribe. That way you know when I'm live. That way you don't miss it. I know sometimes people are used to a certain time, and they like, oh, well, damn, you late today or you early today. But if you're subscribed, then you know that when I'm live. I'm just saying. Subscribe to Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Apple, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, Big O, like, favorited, Threads, Lemonade. Also, make sure that if you do want to be a guest, DM me. If you're brave enough to share your story, come share it right here on the couch. The couch is the therapy that you never knew you needed. You never know what you might get on the couch. You might get something messy. You never know, because everybody's life isn't perfect. Some people's life is messy. So whenever you are rolling out the carpet with their life, hello, you know, but I'm definitely appreciative for all of my couch potatoes that's tuned in. Goddess, Kiki, thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much, everybody. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 8 Central Time.